This is part 3. It's recommended to start with part 1. Okay, here come SMB3's top 6 squads. Leading off the elite list is the Blowfish. This team is carried by their lineup, which strongly prioritizes offense. Known for their contact bats, they also pack substantial pop, and several of their guys are great runners to boot. This triple threat makes them one of the most explosive scoring teams out there, 4th best in DH games. Their pitching strategy relies on their starters going deep. It's a strong rotation. 6th in the game. They call on these guys to rack up a lot of outs because their pen is soft, only 15th best. If the Blowfish's starter makes it deep, their likelihood of winning is high. If not, they will need to score a lot of runs to get the job done. Overall, the staff takes a below average rating of 12. However, with the bats performing to their high potential, being just below average in run prevention is a handicap they can overcome. Previously ranked 7th, the Blowfish managed to rise up 1 to 6th. It's the most infamous team in Super Mega Baseball, the Sirloins. The Sirloins are most recognized for their enormous power found up and down their lineup, which is what their hitters are all about. Their contact is mediocre, with the exception of a few players, but they have some speedy runners that inject an additional boon to the offensive attack. The sometimes overlooked strength of this team is hidden in its rotation. 1 through 4, they are amazing. This is the most consistently strong rotation in the game, and good enough for 2nd overall. Like their rivals, the Blowfish, they will rely on these guys. Their pen is weak, 16th in the game. However, they are spoiled with one standout in this area as well, Shea D, who they will go to often with games on the line. The Sirloins overall are 2 points lower than the Blowfish. What gives? The reason I still rank the Sirloins on top is while my formula weighs DH and non-DH lineups evenly for cross-league comparison, the Sirloins had the edge in DH games. And since these two are division rivals in the Super Conference, it made far more sense to order them as I do here. So the Sirloins take 5th. Previously they were number 1, so this brings them down 4 spots. Here's a team with basically no weakness. The Moose's power-centric lineup ranks as a modest 9th. They're going to be able to put runs on the board. Maybe they won't blow you off the map every game, but how do you attack them? Their rotation is packed with talent, 5th best in the game. So are they another pitching staff which needs its starters to carry them? No! The pen comes in 7th, and if you can avoid the adventures of Felix Farmhand in your tightest games, the other 3 will perform well above that mark. Their staff is 3rd best in the game. The departure of Elaine Munstar hurts, but they profit in other areas. Defensively, the Moose are formidable, especially in their outfield where they made 2 big pickups. Runners will think twice before testing the arms patrolling the grass if it's hit in the vicinity of newcomer Jose Tremendo, 98 arm. You may as well pitch a tent wherever you happen to be. The Moose are yet again an SMB force. I had them as 3rd in the previous game. They'll come in 4th this time. We're getting into the top 3 teams here. Taking home the bronze is another offensively minded team because offense is really good. The Wide Loads pushed themselves up the tier list due to their lineup ranking 2nd in the game. Their speed is below average, and one may describe their defense as spotty, so that will tell you why they're ranked so highly. They are headlined, of course, by their cleanup man and number 1 MVP of the league, Hack Liner. But one may describe the entire lineup as nightmarish for opposing pitchers. Their pitching is slightly sub-average. Chug Bourbony is a legit ace at the top, but the rest of their rotation trails off gradually, seeing them rank 12. The bullpen is the same ranking. Its headliner is specialist extraordinaire, Bale Bozzer. They'll be praying lefties are coming up when their manager extends his left arm to the bullpen. It's a gradual taper down with these pitcher ranks, and 12 may sound worse than it really is. One may even describe these guys as not too bad. The WLs should be taking more W's than L's with the talent they have. They've earned a rise from the previous game from 5th, now 3rd. Oh snap, we're down to the last 2 teams. I'm breaking the rules and going to reveal the top team first, so here it is, the number 1 team in Super Mega Baseball 3. Hey, wait a minute, you might say. The Nemesis? Their pitching is horrible. How could they be the best team in the game? You'd be correct. They are not a perfect team. Their pitching is the worst of the 20 teams. So the assertion is that their lineup makes up for this in spades. Their starting 8 are not simply the best. They're ahead by a good margin over the 2nd place Wide Loads, and there's another good-sized gap behind that squad. The only tool absent from their kit is speed. The rest is silly. Their power is unmatched. They pair it with great contact, giving them the best hitting in the game. Their secret strength is they are among the elite defensive teams in the game. It's no wonder they secured 3 spots in my top 10 players rankings. They will rely on the defense to get outs for them, as mentioned. The pitching can be an adventure, but it's not without its bright spots. While they are 20th as a staff, the rotation is 15th, and the pen is only 3rd to last. So it's not as if they were pure garbage. Ansel Caruth is quite good as their number 1, and Binky Stevens is almost worthy of the descriptor reliable. With a bit of tactics, navigating into outs is quite possible for the Nemesis. On offense, tactics are unnecessary. Just let the bats work. This team is nutty. Their overall came out to an even 10,000 by pure chance. It was fate that they'd end up as the best team in the game. Last time they were 4th. This time, they are kings. So how about those hot corners? This expansion team came in with a unique idea of how to build a squad, and I'm here for it. Sell out fully on fielding, hoard hitting, and unlike the Nemesis, they try to work in some premium pitching. The only defenders of even average quality came to the team via transfer. Geronimo James, Bobby Bash, and Dirk Sportswood man center field, third base, and first base, and represent the locations they'd most like to see the ball flying towards because their original players average fielding and throwing in the 30-ish range. What do they get for such a sacrifice? Excellent hitting. Despite the defense, their lineup comes in 5th overall due to their batting strength and dexterity. Also, they have pitchers. What do you know? Okay, so the rotation is 10th and the pen is 8th, but there's some shiny prizes within. They steal Sirloin Jones from the Wild Pigs to go with Joseph Broseph, and Yolanda Cooper comes in from the Beewolves to headline their starters. Plus, as we've seen before, combining quality in both rotation and pen will earn a high rank as not many teams pull this off. The staff comes in 4th. Sometimes the hot corners are going to make a dive, see the ball ricochet away, and wonder if the sacrifice was worth it. They may not think about it as they're jacking their 4th long ball of the game with ducks on the pond, and then watch the final bullpen arm mercifully pulled and a terrified starter forced to enter the game with 3 innings to play. But they should. What an initiation for the new SMB franchise. They've earned that 2nd place ranking. That's the final list. I would love to hear your impressions in the comments. Don't neglect to support the content if you like seeing SMB3 videos. I'm just a couple subs shy from 200, which is double where I was when I revived the channel a month ago. Thanks for the support.